properly. This is the difficulty here is going to be recording. Sorry. I don't know how this is going to work. We're going to kind of wing it tonight a little bit. Heck, I'm winging it right now in case you couldn't tell. What I'm trying to accomplish here is to show my phone. JK, what up, brother? Hit that thumbs up. Help a brother out. JK is in the house. All right. So I'm not going to be able to follow chat really closely because I'm not going to be sitting behind the camera. I'm going to be looking at this camera with you. I should go get my loop. Doggone it. I'm really mad I didn't bring my loop up here. But anything I find here, I'll verify later with my loop. So, let's see here. So what I'm trying to do is go through my W quarters and find an MS-68. I've got 25 brand new, uncirculated W quarters that, you know, I made the video a couple of weeks ago or maybe a week and a half ago, whatever it was. Let me see here. Yeah, that's not too bad, but is that going to give me room to sit? And without getting the reflection of the light. So I'm using the magnifying function of my iPhone here to try to find an MS-68. So what are the criteria? That's the first question for an MS-68. For an MS-68, there must not be any flaws within the fields or devices. The only acceptable markings in my study, I looked at PCGS MS-68 coins for a while today. I studied the photos, the photo grade, in an attempt to understand the difference between an MS-67 and an MS-68. And there can be no scratch, no mark, no chatter of any kind anywhere within the fields or the devices of the coin. The only chatter I saw or markings of any kind on an MS-68 coin was on the rim. And that's it. And that is a tough standard. That's why from MS-67, you get a big price jump from MS-67 to MS-68. MS-67 coins are 50 to 60 bucks. MS-68 is anywhere from $500 to $650. And as you know, the one MS-69 that sold on Great Collections, if you watch my channel, you know that sold with auction fees for over $10,000. There are no MS-70s registered, and I wouldn't really expect there to be, if we're being honest. I'm just pulling all my coins out so I can kind of go through them kind of lickety-split. So I've got the book of W's from which I'm pulling, which, by the way, I'm only 6 away now from filling my book. That's the goal for the year. And I am still actively seeking, of course. If anybody has a River of No Return or a Lowell that they would like to exchange for one of these uncirculated San Antonio missions, that would help me complete my album set. So, I've got everything pulled aside here, and we're just going to go through these one by one and examine them under magnification and see what we're gonna get. Trying my best not to fingerprint anything. All right. I can tell already this one would probably, because it's milk spotted, just a little bit. And see, that's the thing. I don't know how milk spotting affects these things. Let's look at Washington. Washington, again, we are looking for 0 marks in the field, 0 marks on the devices. And this, I can tell you already, does not pass because there are marks above "In God We Trust." There are marks basically straight in front of the eyeballs, like something he would be looking at. So, whoops, my lighting just died. Not quite sure what happened there. But that's going to be critical to continuing on this. Oh no. This cheap Chinese piece of crap died. Yep, sure did. Well, that's disappointing. All right, give me a second, guys. I've got to figure something out here. I need basically a USB port here. Oh, look at that. We're back. All right, thanks, guys. All right, sorry about that. So, my first quarter is not going to be an MS-68, and honestly, it's probably not an MS-67 on the basis of the chatter in the fields. There's a scratch right underneath the U in United and above the L in Liberty. So that one goes back in the album. And the search continues. So that's 0 for 1. What we're looking for is potential. See, I could do a bulk grading. I have enough P's and W's that I could send them off for grading. I'm going to start with the obverse because it seems to me, yeah. Okay, see the scratch in the hair right under of? Checking investments, that what you need to get for. See, I'm sorry, I missed your comments. I have 2 phones operating here, but there's a mark in the neck. There's marks in the hair, on the cheek. This one is got to go back. The reverse probably passes, to be honest. Nope, it wouldn't. Right to the left of Texas, there's a mark in the field, so that one goes back in the album. So we're just looking for possibilities, guys. We are just looking for possibilities. But like I was saying, I could do a bulk grading. You know, an MS-67P of the San Antonio missions is still like an $18 or $19 coin. So it wouldn't be terrible. It would just be expensive. So if I can identify 1 or 2 that are MS-68, which this one will not be, in the field to the very left of like that dividing hash, there is marks. And let's see the obverse here. The obverse is very spotted. The fields are actually pretty free of scratches, but there is a chatter on the cheek just to the right, to the right and kind of below the eye. So I hope the camera is kind of picking up what I'm laying down here, but that is probably a 66. Pretty much everything I'm seeing right now, I have 66s, which are fine as far as it goes. I mean, they're about 30 bucks. So if you were coin roll hunting and you found 25 coins worth $30, you would be pretty happy. But I want to try to find that one that is worth 500 to 650 bucks. I just need one. I just need one. So what do you think? Should I spend $500, do a bulk, and do bulk grading? What do you think? Because 100 modern coins would cost me approximately $500. Now, this one, there's a scratch on the nose. That's not going to happen. This one might make a 67, but it's not a 68. And there's a big clash almost right in the dead center there on the device, on that big cross in the center. I don't know if that's you call that a cross. That's like the dividing device, I guess you could call it. I don't know. But so far we're 0 for 4. As you know, on my channel, I have done a fair amount of videos on coin grading different coins, but I've never done anything with the moderns. Of course, the reverse here, this one is a very strong possibility. I see no flaws in the fields or devices. Ah, shoot. I just noticed right there on that dividing horizontal line that there is a mark there. If Washington looks, no, there's a big ding right on his neck. If you can see the ding on the neck there, that pretty much takes care of that. This is probably a 67. Although there's a ding on the cheeks just to the right of the lips there. And one in the hair just to the right of the ear. This one's probably a 66. Boy, that obverse looked good. That obverse looked good. Let's keep on going. So we are right now 0 for 1, 2, 0 for 5. 0 for 5. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I think it's easier if I start with the obverse because Washington's face and Fields are going to say it all. And this one is not going to pass. This one has a scratch on the to the left of Washington's face, on his forehead, and between his ponytail and the W, there's a little mark. So this one is not going to cut it either. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. That will help to push this into the algorithm. This one looks really good on the reverse, but there is a ding to the right of the wheat between the dividing device there. So that is probably a 66 or a 67. I think all of these have a shot at 67. I didn't study 67s as closely as I did 66s, or 68s, I'm sorry. I didn't quite get there. I really just wanted to focus on 68s, and all of them that were photo graded all looked perfect. Now, this one has some spotting. There is a scratch that goes between the L. Stacking investments. BU roll in 1955 is awesome. But there is a scratch that connects the L to the edge. So I think that would disqualify this from a 68. Otherwise, oh, there's a little scratch on the cheek as well, directly between the nose and the ear. So the obverse fails. This one's probably a 67, maybe a 66. And, you know, again, I'm not sure how these milk spots affect things, but some of these have milk spots. This reverse probably qualifies, to be honest. This reverse has zero discernible flaws. But the obverse is the majority of the grade, guys. The obverse is the majority of the grade. In fact, on Morgan Dollars, the obverse accounts for 90% of the grading. So, but they have to be consistent. That's the bottom line. You need consistency between the obverse and the reverse of a coin. This one's, I can already see in the field, in front of the mouth, and on the neck, just to the left of the ponytail. This one's probably a 66. Yeah, Lincoln Cents, dude. That's try going through dimes, dude. I collected a whole dime book, man, and talk about straining the eyes. Again, the reverse on this one. The reverse on this one qualifies so far. I'm just kind of going over. Yeah, this reverse is probably a 69. There, I mean, the rim has nothing. The fields, the devices. Yeah, that's what a shame. Two straight with just about perfect reverses. You know, if I found an MS-70, I would probably have a $50,000 coin because I would have the only one. The only one. But the reality is that the West Point the West Point Mint put all of these into banking bags in bulk and took them all to the Philadelphia Mint to be rolled. So they were handled a lot. This one is definitely disqualified. This one's all chattered up. I don't know if you can really see that. Look in the cheeks, in the neck. I don't know how well you can pick this up in the screen, but this one's a 66. This one's in pretty rough shape. No point in even looking at the reverse. If the obverse doesn't pass, the reverse really doesn't matter. So let's see, guys. We're 0 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0 for 9. 0 for 9. Is there an MS-68? Is there an MS-68? Give me a thumbs up if you think I don't have an MS-68. And if you think I do, give me a thumbs up. See, heads I win, tails you lose. All right, let's take a look at the obverse of this beautiful 2019. Chatter on the cheeks below the eyes and to the right of the mouth, on the neck right below the jawline. Disqualified. Disqualified, unfortunately. What a shame. Right now it's looking like the obverses are going to doom me. The obverses are going to doom me. But what would you do? I mean, let's say half of these are MS-67. Those are still $50 to $65 coins. Do I grade them? Is it worth it? 0 for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 0 for 10. There are people who believe modern numismatics are a waste of time. I am clearly not one of those people. I like old coins as much as anybody, though. I just can't afford most of them. Okay, big scratch running almost the whole length of the neck from the jawline down to the very bottom of the neck. I'm kind of going through it right there, if you can pick that up. Otherwise, the fields on this are really tidy. Really, I mean, this is one scratch away. Literally, the rest of the fields, gosh. The thing is, it's a very, very light scratch. You know, almost like as light as dye polishing. Let's take a look at the reverse. This reverse is really clean. The thing is, it has the like the brush lines in it, like from the dye polish. So it's kind of hard to judge. There is just a minor flaw. I mean, see, at that angle, it disappears. Maybe the quality of my lighting is too good. Maybe I need crappier lighting. So we're gonna play with our lighting here once, so bear with me, please. Do I want a harsh? Maybe I want this yellowish light. Will this make the coin in reality? Gosh, this is such a clean coin, guys. For a 67, a lock for a 67. as a possible 68. And I'm going to use my son's Pokemon lid to put my possibilities. This is my hope bin right here. This is the bin with my hopes and dreams. So, as you can see, my son loves the Pokemon cards. Here's a Vaporeon. Very cool. If you don't have the magnifying app on your iPhone, you need it because it is super, super helpful. All right, so we have one hopeful. We have one hopeful. That is a lock 67. Lock 67. But possibly a 68. All right, now too much chatter on the neck that runs all the way up to the G in God We Trust. The cheek right below the eye. I don't know if you can see that chatter there, but that is bad. This is lock 65, 66 possible. So we've gone through a dozen. We're almost halfway done, guys. All right. Here we go, and I can see already no. There is chatter, a scratch right in front of the mouth, on the neck, right below the ear. You can see it right there. And the cheek's actually pretty clean on that one. So I'm not going to mess with looking at the back. If the front don't pass, the back don't matter. And we ain't got all night here. We're on a schedule. Our time is precious. And I'm glad that you've chosen to spend a little time with me tonight. And if you're not subscribed, well, then maybe today I've earned your subscription. I sure hope so. So let's see here. No. Nick on the neck. Right there, you can see. Trying to kind of get that right on the throat, almost on the Adam's apple. Then there's a scratch in the field in front of the mouth. Chatter on the cheeks, a scratch that goes right over the bottom of the L in Liberty. So that one is no bueno. No bueno. All right. I should do this with my silver proofs because if I can get some PF70 deep cameos with some of those coins, that would be really good money, especially with like the 99s. Maybe we should do this exercise with those. Nope, big chunk out of the cheek there. See that? You can see that clear as a bell. You know, Drew from Akusha Collectibles, he is the one who told me to check coins under harsh light. And so I took his advice, and things do stand out much more under this harsh yellow, like incandescent light versus the fluorescent or the blue light. So, yep, oh boy, that one is no shot. Can you see that? Going on the cheek all the way down to the neck. And then in the field in front of the mouth, going all the way between the B and the E in Liberty. That one is not great. Not great. Let's see what else we can find. All right. What was that, number 14 or 15? We're getting there, guys. We only got 25 total to look at. Yeah, this one won't do it. Unfortunately, the forehead right in front of the eyes, between the eyes and United, you see that beat up field there. And you see those marks on the neck. That's like a 66. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're down to our last 9 here, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last 8. Last 8 coins, guys. Let's see. I have one possibility set aside, and at the end of this, I will show it again to maybe just have a second look. Now, this one, so close. Just the cheeks, the temples, just not quite there. Just, this is probably a lock 67 because it's super, super minor. Yeah, this is a lock 67. This, let me look at that cheek and neck again. What do you think? What do you guys think? I know you're looking at a screen, so it's not easy, but this one has some milk spots on it. I got to put this one under the loop. I'm setting this one aside as a possibility, and we're going to loop it and just see what we see there. All right. 67 star. All right. Nope, right in front of the mouth there, if you can see it. There's a mark right in front of the, what a shame too, because, well, there's some marks on the neck and the ponytail and on the cheeks right by the eyes. They're so minor. They're so minor. And that's, I'm trying to pick them up for you guys, so I apologize for the inconsistency, but gosh, this one is so close. I mean, it's not a 68, but it's probably a lock at a 66 with a strong possibility of a 67. And this obverse is perfect. Not a flaw. Not a flaw in the fields, not a flaw in the devices. And that's the standard for an MS-68. Fields and devices have to be perfect. I want to look at this one with a loop, but I'm setting it outside because I really don't think it's a 68, but I do want to set it aside because, again, if it's a lock at a 67, then it's still a $65 coin, 50 to 65 bucks for a MS-67 for the San Antonio missions. Oh, look at that. Can you see that big old scratch that goes basically from the mouth all the way to the neck? Let's see, this one is beat. Yeah, this one is pretty beat up. I'm trying to get that scratch where you can see it. See it right there? It is. There it is. Big old scratch. Big old scratch. That one does not pass. That's a lock 63 right there. That's what that is. Lock 63. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Down to the last five, guys. The last five. And let's just see what George has for us here. Oh, this one looks promising on first glance. See the chatter in front of his face right there? Kind of right in front of the mouth? That kills it. That little bit of chatter on the cheeks there, that kills it. That's like a 66. That there is a 66. All right, last four. Last four. Let's see what we can come up with. Sorry for bumping the camera, guys. I've never filmed like this before, so this is fun and exciting for everybody, isn't it? Aren't you excited? I can feel it. I can feel the energy in the air. All right, let's see here. Mark in front of the nose. One in the field behind the head. The neck has just got the tiniest bit of chatter just to the right of the throat. Not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it. I wish they would have handled these more carefully. Didn't they know I want to grade these things? Idiots. Let's see Okay. All right. There's appears to be a scratch behind the head, between the head and America, and then one above the B in Liberty. I'm trying to pick them up for you. But this one's probably a 66 for sure. Because they're very minor. All of these obverses I would say half of the obverses I looked at would have qualified. Half. Last two, guys. Last two, and then we're gonna cut this off. I hear that my wife is home from work. I'm gonna go down and give her an appropriate, warm Christian husband greeting. Guys, I think we got it. I think we got it right here. There is not a flaw anywhere. I think we've got it. No scratch, no chatter. I think we got it. I think we have it. Let's take a look at the reverse. That obverse is strong. That is a strong obverse. Uh-oh. I'm a little concerned that the crossing... You can go on the internet, go on pcgs.com, look at their photo grader. Okay, this one, big scratch right under, between the head and America there. So, that one's dead in the water. That one's dead in the water. So, here was my first possible, right here. And in the flip, you see all the marks on the flip. Whoops. So let's take a second look at the three possibilities that I have at an MS-68, and the more I look at this one, the more I think not. That scratch on the neck disqualifies it, but I want to see it under the loop. The loop will not lie. All right. Take another look at this one. This was the second one that I found. My fingernails look really gross under that much magnification. Okay. Yeah, this one. It's hard to find anything, guys. So this is one I'm going to have to loop to see. I mean, there's texture to that dividing device. That's the thing, is you've got to differentiate between what might be chatter and what is just the natural texture of the coin. It's one of the things that makes classic commemorative so difficult to grade for most people, is that there is a lot of texture. When you look at like an Oregon Trail or the Wisconsin 1936, those are tough to grade. This one, yeah, this one looks real strong too. This was the one, actually I apologize, this was my first one, because this one has all the die polishing marks on it. So, let's take a look at that obverse one last time. And I'm going to put these under the loop. I will comment. Gosh, I wish I had a Sharpie up here. I would mark these 1, 2, and 3 and see what they come back. But anyhow, guys, out of 25, I found 3 possibilities. And the reality is, these are little lottery tickets. That's what these guys are. These are nice little lottery tickets that if I win, great. But if not, well, it was fun. And, excuse me, modern coins are very affordable to grade. So this is why I really love these W's so much. And I think that people should really take them into consideration with their collecting. So I was really lucky. I found 25 of them. Happy, super happy. Couldn't be more happy. But now I've got 4 pulled aside that I'm going to examine closer for grading. And if I decide to send those off, you will be the first to know if you subscribe. So hit that subscribe button and like this video. And I'm going to cut it off, guys. Good night. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next one.